We're good. So, I'm going to start this off a little bit different. So, when I say Scentsy, you say spirit. Scentsy.
Spirit.
Scentsy.
Spirit.
When I say Velada, you say chocolate. Velada.
Chocolate.
Velada.
Chocolate.
When I say Grace, you say Adele. Grace.
Adele.
Grace.
Adele.
When I say Scentsy, you say family. Scentsy.
Family.
Scentsy.
Family.
Woo! All right. So, I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself. My name's Kelly Tilton, and I joined Scentsy in October of 2007, so I've been around for a while. I wasn't actually looking to join anything. We had 3 small kids, and our youngest was barely a year old. My husband went back to school to get his master's, so I was stuck at home with 3 kids under the age of 5 by myself. So my mother-in-law came over and said, "You need to see this cool basket party." I'm like, basket party, right? I don't need any baskets, right? What are you talking about? I'm thinking like, just fancy things. And so she's like, no, just trust me, I'm coming over. I'm like, okay, whatever. So she came over, and we were smelling it. I'm looking through the catalog and everything, and I'm looking at the prices of the warmers, and I'm like, I can't afford this, and so I ended up purchasing for her so she could have a party just basically a room spray, and back then what's called a car candle. We changed it, Scent Circle now. So if I say car candle to you guys, that's what I'm talking about, Scent Circle. So I asked her if I could keep the catalog, so I did, and I was looking through it for the rest of the week with my husband, and we were reading the compensation plan, what you get in the starter kit, all that stuff, and I was like, okay, I used to sell Tupperware, so not to plug another company, but what was really hard with that is that once you get it, it's a lifetime guarantee. You don't need to get more of it. You just call your consultant if it breaks and get a replacement. So I'm like, I'm not making any money with that. So with this, what I loved is it's a consumable product, and I was going to have people coming back buying from me. I need more wax, or I need another warmer or something, So a week after I placed my order, I joined. I didn't even have my room spray or my Scent Circle yet. I went ahead and forked up the $100 and I did it. And I earned the shooting star. And then I also earned level 2 sensational start. And then I wasn't looking to recruit anybody. I think it was about April, May, I recruited my first recruit. I was super pumped. And the 3-month policy was back then. And she was ordering stuff every so often. It's kind of fun for her own Scentsy habit. And then the 3rd month came, and I noticed she hadn't ordered anything, and I'm like, hey, you need to put something in, emailing her, doing that. Didn't hear from her, calling, leaving messages on my phone, and so one day didn't hear from her, and then I get this phone call, and I'm like, hello. She's like, oh, hey, Kelly, it's this person's daughter. And she's like, we cannot tell you, Mom died. And I'm like, oh, okay, no. Sorry, that's my team member. So after that, I was like, okay, I'm never recruiting again. If my recruits are dying on me, I don't need that. So I just kind of was like, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, getting out of the house, selling stuff. And literally, so that was about July, August when she passed away. September, I did a party that had over 30 people at it. It was my biggest party, and I got a recruit, and then I got 2 more recruits in that same month, and I've just kind of gone from there. When I gave birth to my 4th child, I promoted up to director. Literally, I was in labor, promoting up to director. So, and then kind of did that. Last year was during the spring sprint when I went to boot camp after, what year was that? Last year? I don't know. Well, yeah, thanks, April. 2012. April was at boot camp with me. And that's when they introduced us to the wellness program. And so if you recognize my face, because I did it. And I lost 30 pounds during last year. And I also promoted up to star director last year. So, busy year. Busy year. So now I'm here to talk to you about building a Scentsy community. So we'll get started. So basically, so kind of get started. So I'm here to tell you about that. What does that mean, really? So for me, what I want to kind of tell you guys is the meaning of community. A Community is a social, religious, occupational, or other group sharing common characteristics or interests and perceived or perceiving itself as distinct in some respect from the larger society with which it exists. Okay, blah, 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 right? So I'm going to break it down a little bit more so you guys kind of understand what that means for you guys as Scentsy consultants, okay? So the beginning part is a group sharing common characteristics. We're a group of people who love Scentsy family products, right? That's our common characteristic. Perceiving itself as distinct. So what makes us distinct within that area? And that's going to be broken down to you, yourself, your family, your customers, your team, and people along that way, from the larger group. And that is all of Scentsy, the head office, all of us here in the room, all of us together, the entire Scentsy company. So by the time we're done, you'll learn what it is, what your Scentsy community is, and how to keep it living in harmony. There are 5 areas we're going to touch on, and I wrote them up here. Self, your family, customers, team, group, and head office with / other consultants. That kind of linked together there. So as I talk with you guys, I want you to remember this over here. Aha. Say that with me. Aha. All right. So the first A is your attitude. And this is the most important thing I want you guys to learn out of here as well, is your attitude is everything. What you do, what you think of yourself, how you think of others, how others think of you, how you're perceived by people, things like that. Honesty is H. And with that, as you're thinking, are you honest with yourself, your family, your customers, your other consultants and employees, even employees at the head office? Are you honest with everybody that you come in contact with? Availability is the next A. Are you there for people when they need you? Do you know when do they know when they can ask for help? Is your family know when you're working, when you're not working? You know, what is your availability? And the last A is accountable. Are you responsible to your family, your team, customers, head office, and other consultants? Okay, so the first one, and I'm kind of going to go literally down the line here. So we're going to start at self. When you think of yourself and your community, you are the center of that community. It all revolves around you, okay? So let's see. When I think of myself in Scentsy, the first thing that pops into my head is, where do I fit in? Where is it that I am at exactly? So am I in a team? Am I in a group? What am I in? And so I actually a lot of people are confused on what's the difference between a team and a group. Do you know the difference between a team and a group? Some yeses, some no's. Okay. I need about 10 people just to come up here real fast. Okay. This is my group. That's somebody else right now. 5 or 10, doesn't matter. Okay. So. It's perfect. Okay. You have something there? Nope. And here. Okay. Definitely stand behind her. And then you guys, April, you can stand behind Donald. And then Brandon, you can either call him. Doesn't matter. Or stand on your own. You can stand on your own. Whichever. Okay, so this, I like to think of it as a family tree. I am the matriarch, okay? This is my whole group. Everybody who's ever been recruited underneath me is my group. Even if I didn't recruit them, okay? So these 2 people, in real life, they actually are my frontline consultants. I recruited these 2 people. So then, underneath them are their frontline consultants and further on, first generation, second generation, stuff like that. Let's say, and it's actually happening, Jennifer's team, she promoted up to director. She's now her own team. This is my team, but we're still the same group. Does that make sense? Okay. Thank you. I'm visual. I'm a visual person, so I think it helps people to learn it that way a little bit more. Okay, so now that you understand the difference between a team and a group, there's seats. You can come in wherever. It'll help you guys to better understand about the compensation plan. Now you can look at that crazy, ridiculous chart that's in the back of our catalogs and go, oh, that's what they mean by TWV or GWV, then you can kind of understand what that is. Okay. From there, help you also set your goals to help you get to wherever it is that you're going to be. So like when I was getting ready to earn, when they announced the trip for Costa Rica, I had never earned a trip in my entire Scentsy career. And I said, we're going to Costa Rica. And I knew it was going to be ridiculously hard, but I looked at what I needed on their little chart, and then I looked at who I needed to bug, Jennifer, to promote up so I could get those points, and so on and so forth. So it does help to set goals. What I think is the hardest thing about being a consultant is how we never get a performance review. Every other job, even the people who are working at head office, their 1-year anniversary comes up, and they go in and they learn what they're doing good, what they're not doing good, what they can improve on, what they couldn't improve on, and we don't really get that. So what I do with my business is I ask for a review. I ask my team members to, judge me, give me a review, tell me what I'm helping them with, what I'm not helping them with, what they would like me to help them with, and kind of go from there. But when I'm with customers, when I'm doing hostess coaching, and I'm talking on the phone with them or I'm sitting down with them, I go, what do you expect from this party? What are you hoping to get out of this party? Do you guys like to play tons of games? Do you like to freestyle it? Or do you just like to shop, hang out, do whatever? Or do you want me to do a presentation? What is it that you want? By asking those simple questions, I already know what I need to do when I go to the party, and they have an idea of what I'm going to be doing. In return, I then tell them what I expect from them, and I also tell my team members when they join what I expect from them as well. So then when that party finally comes, we both already know what's supposed to be expected, and we know where the shortfalls may have come from as well. At the end of the party, when I'm closing out the hostess's order, I'll sit down with her and I go, hey, how'd that party go? Did we do everything that you guys were hoping for? What could I have improved on? What couldn't I have? And I just tell them, I like to get the feedback because that helps me to be a better consultant and make sure that I'm offering my customers everything that it is that they're looking for. And I want to have them to have that unique experience with me. So, okay, let me figure out, okay, so, sorry. Okay, finally, the way you think and feel is also exactly how others will think and feel about you. Orwell said it best on one of his director calls, and he said, embrace yourself, your uniqueness, and your weakness, and remember that you are good enough. When you realize that you're amazing no matter what, your Scentsy community will know it and see it. If you're confident with yourself, even if you don't really feel confident with yourself, and you tell yourself, I can do this, I'm going to accomplish it, you'll do it, and you'll see that empowerment in your work and everything. I'll tell you what. Okay, so when I got the phone call to do this, I told my husband. He's like, but that is my husband. And and then he's like, hey, I'm glad it's you and not me. And I'm like, great, thanks for the support, sweetheart. But I was like, I can do this. I'm going to get it done, and I might be incredibly nervous, but I'm still going to do it. Today I'm up here talking in front of you guys, so I'm doing it. Next section is going to be family. And your family is your number one supporter. You cannot put them on the back burner, no matter what. You just can't do that. Even if, now, I also know there's some guys in here, but ladies, I know there are some husbands that you tell me they don't support your business very much. But I think you need to explain to them what it is that you're trying to do with your business, so that then they can understand what it is that you're doing with it. Then they'll know what you're doing, and you'll know what vice versa. You'll know what each other's trying to do. Okay. The easiest way to help your family not be put on that back burner is to set a schedule. And you cannot be afraid to set your schedule. Okay. Do not be afraid to do it. From the very beginning, I set a schedule. I told all my customers that I only do parties Friday and Saturday. I don't do parties any other day of the week. Friday and Saturday. That's it. I also told my team members I don't work on Sunday. Don't call me. Don't do anything unless it's the last day of the month and it's different number and the computer's blowing up or something, then I'll let you call me. But other than that, don't call me. It's family day. It's family day. And they know it, right? Call Jennifer or Melissa, okay? So, I think I post that too. If you need help, call Melissa or Jennifer. Here's their phone numbers. So, what I do, the easiest way to have a schedule for everything is to have separate calendars. This is my mom calendar. This is my Scentsy calendar, okay? So, and I like how it says mom's family calendar on it. But literally, so there's 6 people in my family. Each day, there's 5 here, but it gets mom, dad here. He kind of just gets thrown in. And then each day of the week, I can write everybody's information, what it is, when's basketball practice or baseball practice or chess or swimming or dance, or when I'm doing a party, what party it is and where I'm going to be, because lots of times I do go to people's houses and I haven't really met these people, and so I want him to know where I'm at in case I never return. So
You've had weird enough parties.
I have had some weird parties, okay? Let me tell you. Those DuPont people are weird. I'm just kidding. I hope none of you guys are from DuPont. Yeah. So, see, she is. So, from there, I can then take my Scentsy calendar and I highlight my Fridays and Saturdays. And on it, as soon as I give this out to the party, everybody knows, oh, they're immediately attracted to this. And I say, these are the days that I'm available to host a party with you. Let me know what day works for you. And if for some reason this is full, which doesn't happen often for me, but it's okay, I'll also put a big X on another day of the week. If I absolutely cannot do a party that day, there's a big old fat X. This is my son's birthday. I'm not going to work on his birthday. You know, we've had other things happen. I'm not going to work on those days. So I just pass that around. They know, fill it in, and then we'll get you going with the party. They don't need to know your life story on your Scentsy calendar. Your family needs to know what's going on. So that's why I put this in. When you set hours, people know when you're available, and it's the easiest way to keep your number 1 supporters happy. Okay. Now on to customers. Now, if you guys have a question, write it down. We'll ask questions at the end. Okay. Customers. Okay, I want you to write this down. You ready? Okay. You do not own your customers. Okay? Repeat that with me.
You do not own your customers.
Okay? There's seats up here. You want to?
If you guys want.
You can have a.
There's a couple on the wall.
Yeah. Come in. You can sit on the floor too. I won't bite. Okay. So I say that to you because think of it. Okay. We think we meet this person at a party or whatever, and they're our customers. We got this. Yes. Then we go and see them buying from somebody at a fair, and we're like, why are you selling to that person or whatever, right? Okay. If you think of how I like to think of our business is we're kind of like retail stores, right? So there's Walmart and there's Target, right? We all shop. Some of us all shop at Walmart. We all shop at Target as well. Walmart doesn't go over to Target and say, you just stole my customer. You know, what the heck are you doing? That doesn't happen, and that shouldn't happen with us as consultants either. Those customers are free to shop with who they want, when they want, where they want. They're either going to buy from me, which I hope they're buying from me, or they're going to buy from you, which if they are, kudos to you. Or I have friends that buy from both of us, and that's okay too. It doesn't matter. All I really care about is that they're buying Scentsy. That's all I really care about. Providing excellent customer service is going to be the way to build your customer loyalty, okay? And the things you need, what we're going to talk about here now is ways to gain those loyal customers. So a couple things that I do, and then we'll maybe take some volunteers and have you guys say what you do. But the thing that I get the best feedback from is 2 times a year I hold a host appreciation party and a customer appreciation party. And the host appreciation party I do in January, this double host rewards, okay? And I invite everybody from the year before. So 2013, I invited to January 2014's host appreciation party. And at that, I tell them what they need to do to get entered into the drawing. Sometimes it's just RSVP with me. Even if they don't come, they're still going to get entered into the drawing. Then if they come, they get entered into the drawing. So there's all these fun prizes and stuff. I sell all 3 brands, so I have all 3 brands set up. We just kind of have fun, hang out, do a shopping event. I do know with my customers that I need to have it be an all-day thing so that people can come in their free time when they need to get there. So that's something I do for them. And a lot of people just make it a 2-hour time frame, and that's okay too. It doesn't really matter. But by doing that, I can then tell them, hey, spring catalog's coming, and I just was at leadership and I saw what some of the products are, and I know you're going to enjoy this when you want to host a party. And they'll book their parties with me. So I already have this January. I'll know within the springtime what I need to be doing for parties, and I can plan then, if I haven't planned stuff with my family, I can plan it around it, what my parties are going to be. When I do, every October, I do my anniversary party, and I call it my customer appreciation party. And that's just a huge open house as well, and we have cakes and balloons, literally it's like a big old birthday party and stuff, and I do more prizes, and I invite all my customers, and have them come over, and they can win prizes from Grace Adele, and they can win prizes from Scentsy. All the names go into one big hat. It doesn't matter to you if you bought it or you didn't buy it. They're all going to be put into it. And they have a blast. And that also helps me finish filling up my calendar for the holiday season. So I do that. With all 3 brands, I make sure to personalize our newsletter. We do have newsletters for all 3 brands in case you guys didn't know that. Scentsy goes out the first Wednesday of every month. Volatus is the first Thursday of every month. And I swear I just got the Grace Adele one, and I don't remember what day it was, but I think that was. Okay, so the first. Yeah, so about the first week they come out. Go into your workstation on the communication tab, and you can personalize that newsletter as well. I do that. I read over, see what Scentsy says, and then I add basically just something like, hey, this is the scent that I like this month. You guys might like it as well. Or I'm going to be at this booth. Come and say hi to me. Or this is what days I have open for parties. Who wants to host a party with me? I just do that. Yeah. Communication tab. And then click on newsletter. And then click on edit newsletter preview. I don't know. Play around. You'll find it. So I personalize that, and then I do mail out the catalogs 2 times a year to all of my customers, and I do mail the actual physical catalog to all of my customers that I have ever met. If that catalog comes back to me, I just cross their name off, and I don't send them another one because they moved and they didn't give me their address or something happened. I have a lot of military customers, so that's okay. At least I know 2 times a year they're getting that catalog, and you guys are probably going, oh my gosh, this is so expensive, right? Okay, it is, except for the fact that so Scentsy, March is coming, new catalog. Whatever it's going to cost me to mail those catalogs out, I'm making back March. So 1 month turnaround, I've already made back my money. So the rest of the time, April to August, is all profit for me for that. So, and it's worth it. I've seen every year my sales have increased because I've simply just mailed out the catalog. Let's see. So, what are some things that you guys do to keep customer loyalty? Sample of scent of the month.
Send it out.
Yep, and that's a good one. I'm in the process of getting there.
I did increase the list. Start, when you do your drawings, every day, so do write sample on here.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then you can add them to
So
it.
when she's at her event, she has a list that says if you'd like samples to write it on here, and then she'll mail them out to people each month. Does anybody else do anything? Samples? Something else? Yeah. Birthday bars? So on their birthday, they I don't know if they're Right. Something else that a lot of people do, and I just started doing it, is the Scent of the Month Club. And I've asked, actually I had a customer call me, because I've offered it in the past and I didn't have any takers on it. And the customer's like, don't you do a Scent of the Month Club? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, how much is it? So I told her. She's like, okay, I'll take 2 of those because they're my Christmas presents this year. So, great. No problem. I'll just mail them out to you for the rest of the, she took a full year subscription of it too. So, that was kind of nice. At least like 2 customers that were getting Scent of the Month. So, a final thing to think about with your customers is to keep in mind you're trying to get a share of the wallet. And what I mean by that is our products are considered a luxury good. They don't need it to survive. So at the end of each month, or after they paid their bills, let's say they have $5 left over. They bought their groceries, they paid their bills, they put gas in the car, they made sure they had their medications, or whatever it is that they need to survive for the month, they end up having $5 left over. As consultants, we want that $5, right? But customers can go to Starbucks and buy a latte. I know those cost $5. They can put it in their savings account, save it for something, a family vacation or something. They can go and, buy a pair of socks or something. I don't know, whatever it is. But we want them, the first thing to pop in their head when they see that they have $5 left over is go, oh, I'm going to possibility can get my Scentsy card because it's only $5. And so by being in contact with them and providing excellent customer service, you're going to be in their mind immediately when they have that money. So service is the key for our customers. Okay, so team and group is our next topic that we're going to talk about. And when I think of team and group, the team and group you are part of is your support system. These are the people that are going to support you and keep you kind of building up. I think Mary Christensen says something like, you can sell today and make money, and I don't know. Anyhow, the recruiting part is your lifeline. That's where you're going to make money forever or something. I don't know the exact words. It's in her book somewhere. So. But anyhow, I don't know. It just popped in my head. So the attitude and atmosphere in the group will be reflected in your business and your success. And likewise, your attitude towards your team and group will be reflected in the attitude of your team. So if you're negative, they'll be negative. If you're positive, they'll be positive. If you're honest with them, they'll be honest with you, and so on and so forth. Okay. So I want to tell you guys a couple of stories. This is story time part of the talk. So I'm hanging out in my kitchen and looking at the dishes. Thinking I should probably do dishes, but I'm not going to do them. I'm going to log into Facebook or watch a TV show or whatever. And my phone rings, and the caller ID says Darrington Amy. And I'm like, boy, that makes sense. Why do I know that name? She's never called me ever before, okay. So I answer it, and I'm like, hello, and she's like, can I talk to Kelly? I'm like, this is. She's like, hey Kelly, this is Amy Darrington, Superstar Director for Scentsy. And I'm like, oh, great. Why are you calling me? That's not right. So then she kind of goes on, and she's like, okay, so you've been nominated to speak at Tacoma Spring Sprint. And I'm like, okay, and I start sweating and kind of sit down and listen to what she has to say. And she's like, so what's unique about you? Why would somebody want you to talk? And I'm sitting here going, I don't know. And as soon as that popped in my head, she's like, don't say you don't know, because there's something that that stood out to somebody. Why would you be unique? And she's like, tell me what the first thing that pops into your head is. And I literally, the first thing that popped in my head was my team. But I said it has to be the way that my team and I are. It is this atmosphere of just love and support. We get excited when things happen with each other. We don't have a lot of drama in our team. I have heard from a lot of directors that there's drama on people's teams, and they're like, yeah, something like messy head and snotting. So I won't point any of you out, but and we don't really have that. So when they're telling me these stories of drama, even when I was at boot camp and they were talking about dealing with conflict, and I'm like, I don't have that. And they're like, what? And I'm like, no, really, I don't have that. And they're like, why? And I don't know why we don't. I think mostly probably because of my team says it's your personality, Kelly, that's why. And so the only thing I can think of is I tell them up front, this is how it is, and if you don't like it, get out. Pretty much like that. I'm not actually going to kick anybody out, but
Go money makers.
Right, exactly. See, go money makers. That's our team. So, and I kind of explained it to her. I go, we're a team. We work together. We know when our kids' birthdays are. We know when somebody's having a hard time. If somebody's having a rough day, they'll go ahead and post that on Facebook, and we'll turn around and we'll just say, look, yeah, your party totally sucked, but look, you still got 5 people to order from it. Okay, it was only 150. Who cares, right? So we kind of turn that negative into a positive, and lots of times, since I don't work on Sunday, people post things. I think they post things sometimes, but I'm not there. But I still read it. So So I'll go back and I'll, check on the family, see how they're doing. And they're answering questions for each other. I don't even have to answer the questions. Most of the time they're like, oh, no, this is, Kelly says this or that or whatever. And I know I don't have to babysit or anything like that. And that's just so great. Okay, let me get a hold of myself here. We literally see ourselves as a family. I see Jennifer and Donna and Kimberly as my children, okay? And then they come in and they recruit. We talked about this at convention. They're like, how do I relate to you? Well, you would be Kelly. Kelly's would be your great-great-grandma. That's how they see me. Or they'll call up and they'll be like, hey, it's a boy. They recruited somebody. That's what we do, okay? We're weird, okay? It's okay. So, put you guys in the spotlight. So from something that really popped out to me when I was talking with Amy, she's like, oh, okay, yeah, I get that. She's like, what else do you guys do? And I go, well, over the holidays, I got a message, and I hope I don't have a hiding in there. I really don't. Okay. So you guys have been forewarned. I got a message from a downline, Christy, letting me know that her recruit Sarah found out she had stage 4 brain cancer, and the doctors only give her 6 to 12 months. And Sarah has 2 small children at home. She's a single mother with these 2 kids, and doesn't really know what they're going to do. I mean, they're sitting here and they were telling me all this stuff, and I got a hold of Sarah, and I have never met Sarah. I've also never met Christy. I just know them through Facebook. If Facebook wasn't here, I wouldn't know anything about them. And they were talking, and I said, hey, Sarah, do you mind if I tell the whole team and group about this? And she goes, no, I can use all the love and support that I can get right now. And I said, all right, I'm going to tell everybody. So I posted it and messaged it out to everybody, letting them know, hey, you keep Sarah in your thoughts and prayers during this holiday season. It'd be great. And I got an email back from one of my direct recruits, April. April just signed up almost a year ago. And she's never met Sarah either. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm bawling. I feel like I need to help Sarah out somehow. And what can we do? And I'm like, I don't know what to do right now. And she's like, you know what? This is going to be her last Christmas with her kids. Let's make this the best Christmas possible. I said, okay, what do you think? She said, let's get everybody together in the group. There's about 250 of us, and let's just send her one big old Christmas card. I said, okay. And I was like, wait, I'm going to go one step further. So I emailed everybody, and first I asked Christy, her upline, I said, we're going to surprise Sarah with a Christmas card. Do you think she would mind that? She goes, no, I think that would be totally awesome. I said, okay. So I emailed everybody in the group, and I said, this is what we want to do and make this the best Christmas possible. When you're making your Christmas cards, just simply add one more and mail it to Sarah. If you want to put a little gift in there, you're welcome to, but it's not required. And everybody was like, got it, here, gave them the address and everything. Then I emailed some of my directors, and they took it even one step further, and they've never ever met Sarah. They don't know anything about her. And they gathered money from their team members and bought Christmas presents for her kids and everything. And we mailed them all out. And this is the Heidi part, so I seriously hope I don't cry. Let me find it. So on December 17th, I got a message from Sarah, and it said, I came home today to a wonderful surprise. Okay, I'm going to cry. So, packages and cards on my front door. They were all from my Scentsy sisters, many of which I had never met. I cried like a baby and was overcome with emotion when I opened them. I am lost for words. I've never had anyone help me out like that. Thank you so much. My kids and I appreciate it so much. And so when I got that, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's never had anybody help her out like that, and it just took this healing from April to know that she needed that little pick-me-up, especially during the holidays, knowing that she wasn't gonna maybe even see her kids in 6 months, So that's what we do. We kind of help each other out. I know over the holidays some of our kids got sick, and we were like, okay, it's been really, really sick. April's daughter actually had her lungs collapse and everything, so we were sending her that from stuff. So, we laugh together, we cheer, and we cry with each other. We see ourselves as a family. And when I think of my team, I often think of the word Ohana, from Lilo and Stitch, and Ohana means family, families stick together, and that's what the money makers do. We stick together through thick or thin. I told this story to a director when I was at an event, who told me she didn't have that on her team. There was no camaraderie, just negativity. She told me she finally decided that she was going to have an I don't care attitude because of all the negativity. I think the reason she has that negative atmosphere is because of her attitude. How would you feel if your director acted like that? Lots of times, the way that I would feel, I'd be like, great, I'm not going to work for you. Why should I? If you don't care what happens with me, why do I care what happens with you? So your attitude is everything. When you care, your team will care. If you have fun, they will. If you trust them, they will trust you. If you are positive, then they will be positive, and negativity will not be there anymore. Okay. So now we'll move on to head office and other consultants. As consultants, we need to remember this one thing, and I want you to write it down again as well. We are in competition with no one but ourselves. You are in competition with no one but yourself. Okay? That means I'm only competing against myself. I'm not out here to compete against any of you on here. I'm not trying to be the number one consultant for anything. I'm just trying to beat what I did last year. And that's what I want you guys to realize. All you're trying to do is be the best that you can be and beat whatever it is that you did the month before, the year before, whatever it is. When you stop worrying about what other consultants are doing and focus on your business, you will be able to set goals, reach them, and succeed. Okay, so this next part, my husband read, he's like, you girls really do that? And I said, yes, we do. It is, women are always comparing ourselves to each other. Am I right?
Yes.
All right, see, I told you. So, she's so cute. Oh my gosh, look at her hair. My hair is so ugly. Okay, my hair really is ugly. This is done last night by my hairdresser. Okay, it is normally frizzy out to here. Okay, and like all over the place.
Yep.
See, I told you. I wake up in the morning and my kids are like, "You need to go get your hair straightened." I'm like, "I know, right? But I don't have the money right now." So, she's super tall. I'm super short. Whatever. I am super short, and I'm okay with that. No big deal. I'm not afraid to ask somebody to get something off the top shelf for me, because I'm going to get something off the bottom shelf for them. It's okay. So we need to stop doing that, okay? Instead, look at what you succeeded at or didn't succeed at. Set goals around those things that you accomplished or didn't accomplish. When you compete against yourself, you will only have to worry about that. Look at what your sales were last year or what you recruited last year, and then set goals for that. Especially like if you want to earn any of the trips or anything, or if you want to promote up, look at what it is that you need to do. What have you done in the past? Is it a realistic goal that you can accomplish? Because honestly, if you're down here and you're trying to shoot for the moon, it's great, but I'm going to tell you, it's going to take you a long time to get up there. Baby step it. What about Bob? You guys know movies. Baby steps to the elevator. Baby step your way up to whatever it is you're trying to reach. My next goal is trying to get to superstar director. It's going to take me a while, and I'm okay with that. And my team's like, we're going to get you there. And I'm like, yeah, it's going to take a while. We got to baby step it first. We got to be consistent. We're all in this together. Every single person in here, we are working together to make Scentsy the best thing that we could possibly make it be. The head office staff is here to help us get the best products to our customers and help us to succeed. They're not trying to get us because the workstation is not working properly or the system's crashing on us because it's November 30th and we all decided to wait till the last minute to put our orders in. That's not their fault. That's our fault for waiting till the last minute to put our orders in, okay? So it's not that big of a deal. I know you guys all do it, so don't tell me you don't. As fellow consultants, okay, I did that. Last year, Orville had mentioned at convention that he wants Scentsy to be a Fortune 500 company. You guys remember that? Okay. At leadership, he's like, I probably shouldn't have done that because I don't know if that's even going to happen. We have our CEO has this dream to become a Fortune 500 company. And he's not sure if we're going to make that. And I'd say, in the words of Russell Wilson, why not? Why can't we be that Fortune 500 company that he dreams to be? And I think we can. Is it going to happen overnight? No. But one day it will happen. So to do that, we need to put family back into Scentsy family. We need to reach out to one another, get to know each other, and help each other out. When I go to a Scentsy event, I try to meet someone new. So, okay, I wrote this not knowing what they were doing here today. Those big slips where they're like, go meet somebody and figure out why they joined Scentsy. Okay, I didn't know that they were doing that. So my task to you is I want you to meet somebody today that you don't know and find their Scentsy story. Go a little bit further. Don't ask, why did you join? And don't hand them that slip and go, here, fill this out, because I saw you all doing that. Right? Okay, right. So, where was I? Okay. Because I meet somebody new at every event that I go to, I have made friends all over the world. Friends who are consultants and friends from the head office. We stay in contact and ask for help from each other, or we share ideas, helping to make the business grow. When an event comes up, we look forward to meeting each other and reuniting. Over time, we become more than friends, we become a family. Today, like I said, I want you to meet somebody new. When you call support, be nice to them. Okay, I know some of you aren't. See how their day is going, joke with them, build that relationship. Sure, you may never ever meet them, but you know what? You may be standing in line at the Scentsy Family Store at reunion, and they might be the ones ringing you up, and they'll pull up your ID number, and they'll be like, oh,
This one.
you're not, oh, it's that one. I remember her. She's a troublemaker. I don't know. They may be putting notes in our things when we call in, you know. That's the crazy lady, you know, or something. So, I don't know. So, okay, in closing, when I think of community, I think about the recent win of the Seahawks and watching the parade on TV. So much went into them winning the Super Bowl. They had to train, they needed support, they had to win, and they had to work together, and that is what they did and they had. Not only did they support each other as a team, but they had the support from all of their fans, family, friends, managers, and more. They had fun, they had a positive attitude, and they set a goal to go out and win the Super Bowl. And I honestly think about the 2005 team and the 2013 team, completely different teams. Completely different, am I right?
Yes.
Okay. I have a Broncos teammate over here. Okay, where was I? All right. They would not have made it if they didn't have the support. If they only thought about themselves, if they didn't support each other, if they were negative. When we think and look at our Scentsy business, we have to be like the Seahawks and work together as a community. Cheer each other on, support one another, lift each other up, and remember to have Scentsy spirit. Scentsy!
Spirit!
Scentsy!
Spirit!
Scentsy!
Spirit!
All right, thank you. Anybody have any questions? We have about 3 minutes before we can go. No? Okay, you're free to go. Thanks.